Rich families refreshing article+Growing love over time+Breaking the mirror and reuniting+Sweet pet+Creating exquisite treasures, Shuai Suo Sao Nan, versus, pure desire little white rabbit. Tian was scammed by her ex-boyfriend and became a puppet legal person. The company went bankrupt and owed $1 million in debt. Her ex-boyfriend fled abroad with the money, facing sudden pressure. He was like another window opened by heaven to help her solve her debt problem. Through long-term contact, she fell in love and became his canary, which he raised in his villa for 2 years. They went from being strangers at the beginning to roommates living under the same roof, then to sweetness, injury, misunderstandings, jealousy, until she left. It was only then that he suddenly realized he couldn't live without her, but she seemed to disappear. It wasn't until 6 years later that he happened to see a cool little boy who was somewhat similar to him. Chapter 1. Mr. Hua. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. De co lois ara trong quatrin lay text. Chapter 2. Only you don't know. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. De co lois ara trong quatrin lay text. Chapter 3. How do I feel that you are implicating me? You are listening at Novel Full.audio. De co lois ara trong quatrin lay text. Chapter 4. Tips for chat. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. De co lois ara trong quatrin lay text. Chapter 5. You wait for me. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. De co lois ara trong quatrin lay text. Chapter 6. Where are there such lower-headed men? You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Tian didn't know that Lu Jing across from her was having some ulterior motives towards her. But Ling Jie has been working in the nightclub for so many years, she hasn't seen the other side of a man. At first glance, it was clear that Lu Jing was having some bad ideas in his heart, and he was worried about the danger of Tian, a simple little girl. I said the payment will be made at the end of the month. If you can wait, then wait. If you can't wait, there's nothing I can do. Just a few days away, can't you advance the money? Lu Jing still refused to let go when he saw Tian, and he was worried. Are you her boss? Since you are her boss, it's up to you whether you can advance the money or not. How much does she owe you? How much does she promise to pay by the end of the month? Ling Jie asked first, turning her head to ask Tian to go to the finance department on the 8th floor to settle her salary for this month, afraid that the little girl might think she's going to dismiss her. She added, I'll deduct it from my personal account first. 500000, she said she still has 20,000 at the end of the month. Isn't that almost the end of the month? They have already promised you the end of the month, why are you chasing after me relentlessly? As far as I know, you are not the only creditor. You are so aggressive, so you are not afraid to really drive a little girl to the brink of despair. Besides, I heard that in reality, another person is in debt. Lu Jing also knew that it was originally Zhou Jiyuan who owed the payment, but that person had escaped, and besides, the legal representative was Tian. He was also pressured by high-interest loans to urge her so urgently. Alright, you guys leave first. What's damaged and broken here will be included in Tian's account for returning it to you. Ling Jie saw that he didn't speak and took advantage of the hot iron to let them leave. Why, if I don't make a fuss, she might not dare to come out. When it came to compensation, Lu Jing was furious. Take a look at the wine cabinet behind you. Those are all famous wines. When you smashed them so happily just now, you didn't expect the consequences. Ling sneered. The scar man turned around and glanced at the broken bottles of red wine. Looking at the logo, he seemed to have some impression. My heart skipped a beat, this compensation won't count towards the end, let's deduct it from him. So he also became tough and said, no, compensation cannot be counted on us, and it's her who owes the debt first. If it's counted on her, it will also be counted on her. What's going on? Shuai just arrived at the hotel when she heard some colleagues whispering softly. As she approached, she heard something about Tian being approached by debt collectors. She couldn't wait for the elevator and ran up the stairs. At this moment, leaning against the wall, I was panting heavily with my waist crossed. Oh, isn't this Brother Dao? Why, business hasn't been good lately, even doing this job. Shuai recognized Scar Man. Scar Man was once saved by Shuai, but he has been secretly pursuing her ever since. At this moment, being squeezed by Shuai, she felt a bit guilty and covered her face with her arms, suppressing her throat to defend herself. This little girl, you've mistaken the person. Shuai's face suddenly changed, and in front of everyone, she mercilessly slapped and called out, "You've made a name for yourself, haven't you? Dare to bring someone over to my sister's workplace to cause trouble. No, 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 the Scar Man said he was about to take his own people and leave. Lu Jing saw that it was okay. He was just not afraid of the crowds. If they all left, how could he handle these security measures alone? He wouldn't have been thrown down from the 8th floor. Quickly stopping Scar Man and the others, "Don't leave, it's just a waiter. What's so scary? Maybe she can still eat you." The Scar Man thought to himself that not only would she eat him, but she would also kick his lifeline. He heard about this girl kicking her ex-boyfriend's penis before. This is not a joke, he hasn't had a son yet. While Lu Jing was struggling to stop the Scar Man and the others, the phone in his pocket rang. He took out his phone and saw the information that 20,000 yuan had been credited. Last month, Tian's commission and base salary totaled over 70,000 yuan. It was also because there were only so many during these peak seasons that she directly repaid Lu Jing 20,000 yuan. "Mr. Lu, have you received it? The broken things and red wine will be counted as half of you. Remember, I'm not afraid of you, I just don't want to implicate others. If you want to force me again, I'll have to trouble you to appeal directly." Lu Jing received the money and naturally wouldn't continue to pester. He pursed his lips and said, "Okay, let's talk about it then. Remember to be on time by the end of next month." Lu Jing left with the Scar Man, and Tian quickly thanked Ling. "Thank you, Ling. As soon as my salary is paid, I will definitely return it to you. If you need anything from me, I will do my best to repay it." Ling waved her hand indifferently and said, "Oh, what's good about you? According to the current popular words, you are a pure and innocent victim." Tian and Shuai chuckled at the same time. Tian will deduct half of the broken things and red wine from Lu Jing's account. After all, this matter is also caused by her. All right, you two hurry up and tidy up here. It's almost time to start work." Ling Jie raised her hand and glanced at her watch, reminding her. "Shuai, do you know that Scar Man?" Tian asked curiously. "Otherwise, why does that scarred man seem very scared when he sees Shuai? Such a big muscular man would be afraid of Shuai, this petite and delicate JK girl. The picture really feels a bit out of place." Shuai chewed her gum and said, "Oh, he seems to have some interest in me." Tian. "What? A year ago, when I was going back from work at night, passing by the alley near my house, I saw a man lying inside, covered in knife wounds all over his body. The scar on his forehead was from that time. I took him to the hospital, but he didn't have a phone or his family's phone number. I was so poor that I had to pay for his hospitalization and didn't even have the money for scraping. I had to wait for him to wake up and return the money to me. So I took care of him in the hospital for 3 days, waiting for him to return the money to me before leaving. Later on, he would poke in front of me from time to time, but I didn't put any thought into love, so I refused him before he spoke. Shuai didn't know what was on her mind, but suddenly gave a cold smile and said, "No wonder she hasn't shown up lately. It turns out she's back in her old job. What do you do? All this good youth is used to pay off debts." Shuai suddenly felt a little sorry for the girl. Tian pursed her lips and said, "I can only take one step at a time. Who would have thought so much about love in the first place? That scumbag, if he dares to come back, I will definitely tear him up." Shuai gritted her teeth and said, "How could there be such a lowly man?" In the evening, Mr. Li invited Mr. Hua to room 808. "Hua Sishao, last time I was fortunate enough to have you remind me, otherwise I wouldn't have known that there was already a vast grassland above my head." Mr. Li politely thanked Mr. Hua with a bottle of wine. "It's no longer like those strange and sinister things before." Mr. Li drank a glass of wine in one breath, wiped the corner of his mouth, and said, "Fourth Young, this friend, I have made a deal with Mr. Li. If Fourth Young has any trouble, just feel free to speak up. I will do my best to help you solve it." Chapter 7. Seems a bit embarrassing. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. De co lois ara trong quatrin lay text. Chapter 8. Must grasp what belongs to him. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. De co lois ara trong quatrin lay text. Chapter 9. Painted. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. De co lois ara trong quatrin lay text. Chapter 10. Misfortune always targets those who suffer hard. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. De co lois ara trong quatrin lay text.